it's wintertime here in the sunny state of Hawaii. Now, I've always wanted to see snow, but it would take an absolute miracle for us to get snow here in Hawaii. Well, it seems that I'm gonna be snowed in for the foreseeable future. And now that I'm stuck in the house because of a freak snowstorm in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, I guess we can figure out which Nintendo Switch game I would play for the rest of my life. If I'm trapped inside with a single Switch game, I think it would be a good idea to virtually see sunlight. So how about let's find games that let you explore a massive world, starting with The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. While Breath of the Wild versus Tears of the Kingdom may come down to personal preference, I do think that Tears of the Kingdom offers a larger world to explore which would probably last me a long time on its own. With Tears of the Kingdom, not only do you get the massive world of Hyrule that was already established in Breath of the Wild, but you also get the addition of the Sky Islands, which allow you to use different methods to travel across different land masses in the sky, and you also get the Depths, which is an underground area that is basically a replica of the grounds of Hyrule, now trapped in darkness with more difficult enemies. So you're bound to get hours upon hours just from exploring all there is to offer in Tears of the Kingdom. And hey, I totally forgot to mention that there's actually a whole game here too. You can play through the story of Tears of the Kingdom, which will take you across the map, meeting new and recurring characters, solving puzzles, and battling enemies along the way. But if Zelda is not really your thing, we luckily have another open world adventure starring everybody's favorite character, Mario. Super Mario Odyssey is one of, if not the largest Super Mario game to date. In Super Mario Odyssey, you travel across many different kingdoms, each with their own unique themes. And these kingdoms offer a lot to explore. You can find all kinds of baddies, little nooks and crannies, and even take on some in-game challenges. Your main goal in this game is to try to find as many moons as possible to power the Odyssey airship to rescue Peach from forcefully being married to Bowser. But this is definitely one of those games where it's more about the journey than the destination. Every kingdom has something different to offer, with the Cascade Kingdom having a dinosaur just casually taking a nap, the Luncheon Kingdom where you explore an island of all kinds of different foods, and of course the Metro Kingdom in which you run through the hustle and bustle of New Donk City. It's such a nice breath of fresh air from the usual themed worlds that we've seen done a million times in Mario games, like grass, water, and snow. So you can spend hours just exploring the large-scale worlds in the game, and you're bound to find some kind of little secrets or Easter eggs. Of course, you can even try to track down all 999 moons in the game, which without any sort of guide could last you quite a long time. Another great idea if we're stuck with only one Switch game is to find a game that essentially has no ending. First off, the go-to endless content game for the Nintendo Switch would probably be Animal Crossing New Horizons. In this game, you play as a villager traveling to a deserted island with a bunch of cute little animals. Your job is to help bring this island to life by inviting more neighbors, unlocking new amenities, and placing lots of decorations. Throughout the game, you're able to earn money, aka bells, through doing different tasks like selling items to the local shop. And you can also earn loyalty points, aka Nook Miles, by accomplishing daily or long-term challenges like catching a certain number of fish. There are technically end credits in Animal Crossing New Horizons, but the game just continues on for an infinite amount of time. You essentially can live an entirely separate life through your character in Animal Crossing New Horizons. And hey, this game is literally proven to be able to get anyone through a global pandemic. Another game with an endless amount of content is Fae Farm. Like Animal Crossing, you end up on some random island and have to make the best out of your new life. While exploring the island, you'll come across many interesting landmarks and establishments, as well as many kind townsfolk. And speaking of the townsfolk, there's a cool mechanic in the game where you can actually level up your relationships with other people, both platonically and even romantically. Plus, to really put the Fae in Fae Farm, there are some fun magical elements to the game as well. But that's just scratching the surface of Fae Farm because there's also farming, decorating, mining, and so much more to do in this game. And once again, similar to Animal Crossing, while there technically is an ending to the storyline, you can still continue playing the game for as long as you want. Now, in a perfect world, we would be trapped playing a single Switch game either with a friend or with an internet connection to play online with friends. Of course, when we're talking about multiplayer games for the Switch, we have to talk about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It has a little bit of everything of what makes Mario Kart so great. If you're looking for a single player experience, you have the Grand Prix, which is basically the story mode of Mario Kart, or you can even try improving your races with time trials. Now, on the multiplayer side of things, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has the classic battle mode that we know and love. Whether you want to play familiar battle modes like Balloon Battle or Shine Thief, as well as the new battle mode Renegade Roundup. You can play with up to 4 players locally on one Switch or with other people around the world online. And of course, Mario Kart would not be Mario Kart without the multiplayer racing. You can race with up to 4 players locally on one Nintendo Switch, as well as 1 or 2 players locally in the online mode with people around the world. And I always have such a fun time playing on the many tracks that are included in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Plus, if you have the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass, it doubles the total number of tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe to a whopping 96 tracks to race on. So luckily, this game is packed to the brim with content. It can honestly become a bit overwhelming keeping up with this many tracks, but hey, if you're stuck with only one Switch game to play, at least you can spend a lot of time working on getting good scrub on all of the tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, if we're gonna be stranded in one place, we're gonna need a way to get some movement so we don't become a chunky monkey. So another multiplayer game that might be good to have is Nintendo Switch Sports. I think everybody and their mother remembers Wii Sports. Well, Nintendo Switch Sports is essentially the same thing. In Nintendo Switch Sports, you'll be swinging, jabbing, and hopefully not throwing your Joy-Con through the TV. And listen, it's not like this is the deepest game ever with the most compelling story and gameplay, but I at least think it's some dumb fun to keep you occupied. You get a collection of golf, soccer, volleyball, bowling, tennis, badminton, and chambara. Of course, these sports can be played locally with multiple Joy-Con on one system, or you can even compete online and try to become a true literal esports pro. But maybe we can also find a game that has very high replay value. Well, one of the most popular multiple ending games is, of course, Undertale. This game is an RPG where your playstyle basically chooses how the story ends. You can choose to either fight enemies or spare their lives, all while battling in bullet hell type of turn-based combat. There's also a very involved story filled with comedy, romance, tragedy, and all kinds of emotions that I'm incapable of feeling. Plus, if you really want to find every outcome possible, you're gonna have to get really good at the gameplay in order to get the pacifist and genocide endings. So Undertale has some really good replayability, if anything just because you really have to master the game in order to see all of the possible endings. There's also the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe on Nintendo Switch, which is a new deluxe version of the classic 2013 game. In the Stanley Parable, you play as Stanley going through the mundane life of working in an office. Basically, it's corporate employee simulator, but along the way there are some really wild and funny twists and turns, which will take you from a boring office job to a very silly adventure. There are so many different choices you can make throughout this game, and with each choice you get a different hilarious line from the narrator. So it's a great game to replay just to listen to all the funny lines of dialogue. Plus, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe includes some new content that is very self-aware and tongue-in-cheek. Now, for all you perverts out there, Catherine Full Body is also available on the Nintendo Switch. This is a very spicy video game with lots of sex throughout. You play as Vincent as some really unexplainable things start happening to him, which turns his relationship with Catherine on its head. Throughout the game, you have to make a bunch of different choices through dialogue or quizzes that will determine how your story will play out. Then, in between every in-game day, you play these really fun puzzle levels in which you move and jump on a bunch of blocks. It's a very interesting type of puzzle gameplay that tickles a part of my brain. Plus, Catherine Full full body introduces a whole new character arc that was not present in the original game. So if you're an absolute degen, you can try to unlock all of the many possible endings in this game. Now as for me being snowed in this winter, I think my choice is clear. It's Race with Ryan. If you guys want to learn more about my Nintendo Switch game recommendations, feel free to check out the video below. Let me know in the comments if you guys could only play one Nintendo Switch game for the rest of your life, which game would it be? For now, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all of our members. My name is Chase and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!